You guys, it's another episode of God Links, and I'm your host, Lauren Nicole. We are back at ASA with another amazing lady for the kingdom, a mighty warrior woman. And this is Kimberly Woodhouse in the guest seat spotlight. Woo! Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks
Yes,
for having me.
of course. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Whew. Well,
Do we have an hour?
okay. I've been married to the most amazing man on the planet for almost 33 years.
Okay.
And we have two beautiful kids, 4 kids counting the spouses, and 2 grandkids. New grandbaby just came.
Oh, congratulations.
And I have been writing for a very long time. So I've been published, since 2008. I think.
Oh, that's very impressive.
Yeah, my 40th book is about to release, and last year we hit the milestone of 1 million books sold.
Wow! I mean that just is incredible. Truly. I'm speechless at this point. I mean, like, wow. So, with that said, I just love to ask the question: how is God moving in this season?
I told her I might cry.
Yeah, that's okay. This is a safe space.
This is a safe space. My father moved to heaven last year.
Okay.
And it has been a really tough year. And so I was contracted for 5 books a year. And last year I had to put the brakes on at least one. And so this year there were 6 releases. So then it was after he passed, we moved across the country so we could be closer to the grandkids again.
Oh, nice. Moves like that are really good.
Yes.
Really good for the soul.
Oh my goodness. It was great. It helped me through all of the deadlines. And I think all the busyness kept me moving forward and helped me work through the grief, and the hard process. So it's been a really good season. It's been a very busy season. Yeah. And I look at what God has done because our daughter has a really rare nerve disorder and she is now the mother of 2 beautiful grandbabies.
The promises of God.
It's so amazing. And when ABC stepped in 2007 and did Extreme Makeover for our family, and it was just an amazing thing to see what God did. And now I look at that, people are still watching the show for the first time because it's on Netflix.
I can't wait to watch it.
And it's so funny because our story is all over the place and they still think that our kids are the little kids, that are portrayed in the show, and that they see that and they ask how she's doing. And it's so beautiful to see what God has done through his story. Yes. And so I love to share his stories in my books.
Okay, now I need to cry because look at this bar up here. The King of Glory is his story. Isn't that awesome?
Now I'm really going to cry. Okay.
Yes, that is the tagline here at God Links because it's about him.
It is all about him.
But it's about him moving in us and through us in such a profound way.
Yes.
And that's so cool about the show. Yeah. Wow.
So his story through our family's journey and our family's life, and then the stories that he gives me to share. And whenever I'm teaching and speaking at conferences and all that, I always teach on the fact that he is the author of all stories.
He is.
And we're just the vessels, we're just the instruments that help get the stories out there. And people ask me, how do you have these many story ideas? How do you write these many books a year and all of this? And it's because he is the author. He is the story.
And so, he holds us up with his hand, his right hand. And I just love your transparency because, God sees all of our emotions. And we live in a society that goes so fast paced. And it's like we all need to just slow down and think about the goodness of God and allow him to move. Right? Amen. So I love that you are transparent in who you are and how you feel, because that's how we should be. Mm-hmm. We don't have time to be fake, right?
No, I tell people all the time, I don't have time for fluffy bunny relationships. I just don't.
Amen. That's a word for somebody today.
This is just going to be me, and this is how it's going to be.
Good. Keeping it real.
Keeping it real. That's why the hair's on top of the head. It is hot. It is hot here.
I love it. I'm from Texas, so I know a little bit about that. We live in an oven, actually.
Yeah, I'm from South Louisiana. That's what I grew up in.
Okay.
And I don't live in that anymore. We live in Colorado.
Oh, you did a great escape.
Yes, we did.
So with all these books and everything else, like, do you have a set audience or just 9 to 99? Is it all across the
Pretty
board?
much. I've had as young as 7-year-olds.
Oh.
The parents have talked to me about, they'll say, hey, we homeschool our kids. We're studying this piece of history. You have a fiction book on this. Or they'll have one of my nonfiction books that's devotional for young people. So,
Fantastic.
And it does go all the way up. I had a 105-year-old write me
Whoa.
last week, and he's a history buff. And so he has been reading all of my fiction.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, made it through World War II era and everything.
Yes.
And you're inspiring him. I mean, wow. And usually they get to that age and it's hard to inspire them, probably, They have a lot of knowledge and wisdom.
Well, and they've lived a lot of the history.
Yes.
And so a lot of times, authors don't get it right.
Right.
So we need to make sure that we get it right. And it's funny because I'm writing a World War II book right now.
Oh, very cool.
House next year. And I've actually asked him some questions and I said, hey, can we chat?
I love that. Well, I know the followers are sitting here thinking, how do we get a hold of this brilliant lady?
I don't know about brilliant. My website is KimberlyWoodhouse.com. Even if you spell my name wrong, you'll still get there because we own all the domains. You can just do KimWoodhouse.com and you can get there. And all of my social media accounts are on there. And I think all of my books are on there. My project manager and social media manager are really good at doing that because I'm not.
Well, hey, that's okay. That's good to have those people, And so what would you leave the listeners with today? Just a little nugget or a little treasure for the day.
Well, I think since we talked about this, I'm going to say God is the story. And really quick illustration of this is when all the TV stuff happened and we're on national TV after national TV and show after show, and everybody knew about our family story.
Yes.
And it was funny because all of the big publishers in New York called me after Extreme Makeover aired, and every single one of them throughout the day, all in one day. It was so weird. And they all pretty much said, well, we want you to take God out of the story. Take faith out of the story. Let's just have the story, the medical story. Right?
Okay.
And I told them, I said 5 times in one day, it's like, well, I'm shooting myself in the foot. I'll probably never get published because they had all read my blogs.
Yes.
They had been on this. Said, we see that you want to be a writer and, you're writing and all of this. And so I said no 5 times in one day. And I said, because God is the story.
That's it.
He is the story. I can't take him out.
Thank you. And you know what? Thank you so much, because not everybody has that boldness. We have to be the Esthers. We have to be the Deborahs. Yes. And this is the hour to do that in.
Yes.
We get to for King Jesus. We get to live for such a time as this. Yes. So thank you for being obedient to the call of God on your life. And you're a mighty warrior, and you're going to keep on shining.
Keep on keeping on. That's what Dad always said.
I love that. Well, it's so nice to have you here. And I love what you said earlier about your dad, about him going to heaven. The way you said it was really cool. Like went. I don't remember. I'll play it back. He moved. I've never heard anyone say that. Yeah. And that resonates with me. So thank you.
He was ready to go home.
Yeah. Praise God. Well, he's proud of you. So. Yeah. God bless you in all that you do, and come back to Godlinks really soon, okay?
Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Bye, guys.
Bye.